Well, 1963, the first World Championships in Eastbourne in England, was a tremendous milestone in New Zealand history of the game. Travelling by ship, 6 weeks on the Orangi. It was a bit of a tub. It had been a hospital ship during the war, but it was a great ship. The New Zealand Apple and Pear Board gave us apples and everyone was taking photos of the team. You know, we felt, goodness, we're highlight, you know, we're really stars. I couldn't believe that I was on the tour. For netball to have a World Championship in 1963 before other superior codes was ginormous. And, you know, at the time, you notice it, but it's more momentous in the years afterwards. You think, well, we broke ground and it was amazing. And what they did at the Worlds itself for uniting the teams and the friendships amongst the countries was amazing. Playing against the Australians was an education. They were mentally smarter than we were. They had been around the traps a lot longer and they were game wise. We worked hard, but I don't think we cherished the ball quite enough at times. In the last moments of the game, it was in our forward end. It was going to be our throw-in, and an Australian had the ball and rolled it away. And of course, we're in the middle of a court, miles of other courts round. The ball's gone forever. Of course, we never got it to make it even. You deserve what you get is really the answer. But there's nothing worse than an Australian playing well and knowing it, and I've remembered it to this day. When I went into coaching, getting into the New Zealand team was sort of a bit of a surprise for me. I'd always been a bit of a tactician. I believed that the strategies and the use of space were always important. I think it's my basketball background.
Auckland, North Island, for the 4th World Netball Tournament.
The 1975 World Championship was tough.
Both in catching and throwing, the ball is being handled extremely well and the pace of play is being maintained.
You're the local team. Your critics are on your shoelaces.
For England, this game against New Zealand is their big one.
Playing England was a really, it was a milestone. It was a good wake-up call for us.
A clever piece of play, that.
It was pretty demoralising. First time we'd ever lost to England, of course, and to lose to England by 1 and draw with Australia and come third, I actually thought, that's the end of my coaching career. I'll be out the door, but no, I must have been lucky.
Australia has retained the championship. England are in 2nd place, New Zealand 3rd, and thereafter the placings are Trinidad, Jamaica, Scotland and Wales share 6th place, then Fiji.
The 1979 World Championship was hard. It was very, very hot, and Trinidad were obsessed with winning. They'd built this tremendous complex, spent millions on it, and yet in the streets, poverty, hospitals, everything run down. The two worlds we couldn't get used to. We were under police protection all the time. We weren't allowed out of the hotel. All the teams stayed in the Hilton. And every time we went near a court, we were being watched. You just couldn't breathe. And of course, it was their rainy season. The squeegees would have to come out and they'd be drying up the court to try to get us on.
Charles going for Jean Pear, penalty for her, contact by Willering. Pear good for the first Trinidad and Tobago goal, 1-all.
It was a tough series, and I think the saddest part, although we did do a 3-way tie, which meant Trinidad beat Australia and we beat Trinidad in the final, but after that final, I think the shock that some of those scorers and timekeepers and everybody who'd been our friends and that, you know, threw stuff at us because we'd beaten them.
It's all over. New Zealand are the joint world champions. They have defeated Trinidad and Tobago 33-27, and the boos coming from the crowd.
You know, it was a bit of a wake-up call for us as New Zealanders.
The two umpires escorted out by policemen, not that there should be a need to.
So Australia and New Zealand, two of the great rivals in netball history, about to take the court.
I had a really great group of about 5 who were never going to lose in Glasgow.
You can see there the New Zealand team, Margaret Forsyth, she's really been a pivot in this team.
Like all World Championships, like in that sort of era, we played outside. It was raining quite a lot, that drizzly Scottish rain. We were always a team that were looking at the chinks in the other team. You know, Australia, I don't think we're a happy team. And I do think Anne Sargent, she was sort of just on the curve and she wanted to play really well. So I said to the players, the less we can give her the ball, the more frustrated she will be.
New Zealand's possession.
So let these people self-destruct. We don't need to be overboard about it.
Loose ball.
So if that's mean as a coach, I'm mean.
Throw into Australia, Ironmonger, finds Behake, long pass down court, but it's all New Zealand and Townsend just puts the icing on the cake for New Zealand. Brilliant interception, and there it is, full time. It's New Zealand 39, Australia 28.
We played Trinidad and Tobago in the final, and they always worried me because they were a spontaneous team. If you made a mistake, they got a great lift from it. So, you know, it was the most boring final you'll ever see because they made the players not move around so much. Just move the ball, don't run around madly, control your body movement and we'll kill them.
Shot to Margaret Forsyth. So Lois Muir, she'll be just urging her team to keep up this momentum.
What made that team so great for me was the players. They knew where they wanted to be, but they did it together.
It's New Zealand's game, 49-37, and the 7th world title belonging to New Zealand. The last time they had a share in the title was in 1979 when they tied it with Australia and Trinidad and Tobago. How does it feel?
It feels great. I'd just like to tell New Zealand we've got the best coach in the world too.
So congratulations to Lois Muir and her team, winners of the World Netball Championship in 1987.